Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from At Home with Quita, and here is your tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So y'all, today's video is all about how I organize my week in my planner. I'm going to take you through all of my plans. You're going to see me from decorating the spread to completing the spread and writing all my plans in. And this just helps me to, again, stay on top of all of the tasks that I have going on throughout the week. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, first and foremost, y'all see what y'all girl had to do? She had to add those expander discs. These are 2-inch discs, which by the way, are now available in the shop in crystal clear. And eventually we will be adding another few colors, hopefully down the line. But for now, this is where we are. And I just can't believe I need expander discs, y'all. I came from 1.50 to 2. Which is crazy. And y'all, when you see Tuesday's video with the home management system that we're building, you're gonna need these too. So you might as well go ahead and grab them now, okay? Because we have limited stock of them and you're definitely going to need them for that system, okay? So I have my box here that has all of my supplies in it for planning. I've got my mild liners. I've got my watercolor stickers, watercolor floral sticker book rather. What am I talking about? So that's what we're going to be using to decorate the spread. I'm going to show you how I decorate the spread. I'm very simple now. I don't use all the things. And then I'm going to show you writing in my plans and kind of how that looks completed. Okay. I also added this pin on the outside. You guys, I love this little pin loop. It's so gorgeous. It goes perfectly with my planner cover and it allows me to have an extra pin. So sis has 4 pins on her planner now. She has the mild liner on the bottom. She's got this Sharpie pen to be able to write a little bit darker. Sometimes I like some things darker and then some things lighter. And then I have my permanent marker here for my sticky notes and my whiteboards. So I'm covered in every aspect, okay? So let's get into this plan with me. This is my current week. I had so much going on this week, as you can see. Look at all those plans beautifully written in. So I'm using the the weekly all-in-one layout, and I love it because it gives you everything. So you got your focus, your financial, your habits, your to-do list, your meals, wellness, everything is all included in the spread. I'm going to be completing my mood, productivity, and gratitude today at the end of the day. Today is Sunday when I'm filming this, and then the spread will be completed. I also keep my sticky notes popped in here because I use them quite a bit. This is a whiteboard that I just have a reminder to fill my water container on. You can use a Sharpie to write this in. This is a very popular item in our shop. It comes with the header being different colors, so you can choose the color that you want and then pop that in your week. This is the great lock-in that I'm doing. It's a habit tracker, so that way I can check off everything as I'm completing it. Some of this stuff will go into the next week, some of this stuff won't. It just depends on what I felt worked for me this week. And then this is Addison's schedule and reminders for her for school. Okay, so that's the second half of the spread. And so we're going to be starting brand new, fresh. And we're going to go ahead and first fill in all of our stickers. And then I'll show you exactly what I typically do next to make sure that I transfer tasks over and I don't forget anything. But first, let's go ahead and decorate it with stickers. And again, I'm very minimal when it comes to that. I just add a couple of boxes and flowers and different things, different places, just to kind of pizzazz it up and make it look good. So let's see what color scheme we want to go with. This has various different color schemes and I can literally just choose one that speaks to me right now and pop those stickers in. Let's see, I'm kind of digging the neutral vibes today. I'm always digging neutral vibes, y'all. Yeah, let's go with the neutrals. Well, it's kind of neutral. Yeah, let's go with something like that. So I'm not going to talk you through that part of the process. I feel like that's going to make this video super duper long. You'll see me decorating my spread and then I'll come back and we're going to write in these plans, baby. So that way we can be productive this week. Okay, so I am done decorating my page. As you can see, very simple. I just added a few stickers and I use my highlighter a lot to just make the spread pop. Okay, so now that we have everything decorated, we are going to go ahead and start writing in our tasks. So the first thing that I typically do is I transfer tasks over from the previous week. Well, let me take that back. That's not typically the first thing I do. What am I talking about? The first thing that I typically do is I'll come here and I'll write in my habits, my to-do list, which is typically transferred from the previous week, and then new items are added. I'm adding my weight here at the bottom, and then my to clean schedule, my theocratic stuff. So I kind of go across first, and then I go into my actual to-do list. So my habits don't change from week to week, although remember I am doing the great lock-in. So I wanted to make sure that I include those on my habit tracker just to make the process easier in terms of being able to check those things off. So that's what I'm going to do first. Okay, so my habits for this week are my daily text, my water, at least 2 liters, 1 hour of screen time, which is the hardest part from the previous week, my meeting prep, reading 20 minutes, no junk food or alcohol. Let me write alcohol. This is a part of the great lock-in, working out, my vitamins, and my journaling. So hopefully next week I'll have everything checked off. As you can see, this week we didn't. Okay, but we do our best and we give ourselves grace for everything in between. Okay, so my to-do list, I'm going to transfer from the previous week whatever didn't get done, which is I want to clean the deck. I want to sign up for a 5K. I need to order a book for Malachi. Addison needs a vision test, and she needs a doctor's appointment scheduled. I need to get my tongs from a friend of mine who borrowed them for an event. And I want to write my weight in, which I think is 159 point. What was it? I think it was 159 point. What was it? I think it was 3. Just got on the scale this morning. Oh my gosh. Last week it was 161.7 on Monday. So y'all, I'm just going up and down between 162 and 159 because I'm not doing right. I know what my problem is, okay? So when you know the problem, you can fix it, right? So I'm not quite sure what my top 3 are going to be for this week yet. Besides the great lock-in. So I'm just going to write lock-in. So that is important for this week, and that's what I'm focusing on because that's my challenge for the next 90 days. So I'm definitely writing that in there. I'm going to head on over to my financial section, and I'm going to see what bills are due for the week of the 8th. Okay, I have my Amex on the 8th, or let's see, yep, 8th. So 9/8, and up until the 14th, the next one is the Discover, which is on the 14th. So those are my bills for the week. That's why I love this layout so much. It just gives you everything that you need all in one layout. All right, and then my to clean schedule doesn't change from week to week, but I do like writing it in. So bathrooms, Monday, bedrooms, Tuesday, kitchen, office, living room, basement, outdoor and car, daily laundry, and fridge on weekly basis. All right, this section here is for all things theocratic, so I like to write in a scripture of the week, Last week was Psalms 37:29, and then a little bit of my presentation for the ministry, and anybody I need to check in on. And I do know I need to check in on somebody this week who had surgery. All right, and so that's how that looks at the top. Doesn't change from week to week. This layout is just perfect for me, so I don't really change anything. Okay, I'm not quite sure what my meals are going to be just yet because I need to do my meal planning. So I'm going to go ahead and start to fill in my actual calendar. And the first thing that I do is I write in any standard thing that happens every single week. So at the top is typically my study schedule for my theocratic. So my Bible study and all that stuff is going to go at the top. And then I have a meeting on Wednesday. I have a meeting on Sunday. So that's all theocratic. I have tennis on Mondays. I have tennis on Thursdays and tennis on Fridays. Okay, that's standard stuff. Addison's Bible study, her piano lessons, like all of that stuff is stuff that I'm going to go ahead and pop in because that's stuff that doesn't change from week to week. Okay, let's just go day by day. So Monday, I have, and I look at my at a glance pages too, my year at a glance for the month, so I can see what we have going on. So I come here typically first to write this in, and I put it on my calendar on my phone too, so I can get a reminder. So that way I can see what we have going on for the week. So we have, let's see, Tuesday, I have a match. And Friday we were invited to a skating event. So Monday I have a match at what time? 6 p.m. All right. So that's all that we have going on Monday. And then I also, you guys, self-explanatory, I look at my monthly, which usually I transfer all the tasks over from my at a glance pages to Monday into my monthly calendar anyways. So this should be accurate with everything that we have going on for any particular day. So it looks like Monday is jam-packed. Okay, they have cheer and dance tryouts. Addison's not sure she wants to do it yet, but I'm going to write it on my, just in case. Okay, and then Addison's Bible study. And we're going to have to do that earlier in the day, probably about 5, because I have a match at 6 p.m. All right. And I have lessons with the coach at 9 a.m. What else we have on Monday? It's somebody's anniversary, so I like to write that in. So I'll put a little heart at the bottom. Okay, so that's it for Monday. So let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm going to do the library with Addison when she gets home from school. So we'll probably do that at 5 p.m. Tuesdays are pretty light. I'm trying to get Addison back into tennis, which is at 5. So she don't want to do it, y'all. Eventually she's going to do it, but well, she has said and mentioned to me that she does want to get back into it. It is at 5:15, so we'd have to forego the library, but I do like to write it here just to keep this as a reminder that she may want to get back into it. So I still put it on my calendar, y'all. And this is the only thing that I do that with, because I do want her to get back into it. And if I don't put it on my calendar, I'm going to forget, which means she's never going to get back into it. Y'all, also on Tuesday, I'm going house hunting. So we are thinking that we're probably going to put our house on the market, which would be crazy. We've been here for 16 years. It's been a long time. And so I know how I feel about it because I'm ready to move. But at the same time, I just feel like it's going to be bittersweet, you know, because we've been here for so long. You know, both my kids were raised here. My son wasn't born here, but my daughter was, and my son was pretty much born here. We've been here since he was very, very young. And I don't know, it's going to be hard for me to really leave when it's time, but I saw a lot of nice things and I'm excited about the whole house hunt thing. So I may or may not take you guys on the journey. We'll see. I would love to take you on the journey, but I'm not quite sure how that's all going to work out. So stay tuned. Either you'll see it or you won't. Okay. All right. So that's it for Tuesday. So let's move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, we have our meetings at 7:30 p.m. And Wednesdays, I also want to make sure that I'm going on my walk. Now, I'm not going to write walk on Monday or Tuesday because I have tennis on both of those days and that's considered my workout. Also on Wednesday, what else do I have? I want to do ministry. I'm trying to see if I can pioneer. So 9:30 a.m. And I want to prep for my meetings, of course. And nothing else I can think of that we have going on Wednesday, but I'll fill things in as they come up. So there's nothing else there. Thursday is our family worship. I also have a match at 9:30. So that's going to be my working out. So I won't need to walk. Sometimes I do walk and do tennis, but most of the time it's either going to be tennis or walking. Okay, Addison has piano. At 6 p.m. And I also like to write at the bottom or somewhere on the spread for Addison to practice her violin and her piano. And I also need to make sure that I'm checking the weekly spread to see if there's anything I need to transfer over to. Oh, I have supposed to also have lessons with another coach on Wednesday. So I might not walk. And that's 9 a.m. All right, so I like to write piano and violin to remind myself to have her practice it. Thursday, she's already going to piano lessons, so she doesn't need to practice. But every other day, she does. Oop. All right, so I'm just scanning my planner just to make sure that I have everything. And I also look at the school calendar to see what's going on, and I'll show you the insert that I pop in my planner for that. Okay, perfect. Oh, and then she's supposed to have math tutoring at 8:15 on Tuesday. Okay, perfect. All right. And so we were on Thursday. So that's everything for Thursday. Is there anything I need to transfer over from here? Nope. And then Friday, ministry at 9:30. Of course, I'm going to walk. I'm pretty sure I'm going to walk, even though I have tennis on this day, because tennis is in the morning. USTA match. I know y'all play a lot of tennis, but it's my workout and I just love it so much. I love it. And then Addison has dance. Okay, so what else for Friday? That's it for Friday. Saturday, I don't really have much going on, y'all. We have ministry in the morning at 10 a.m. I need to prep Definitely gonna walk. 4 miles is what I typically do, although yesterday I did almost 5 miles. I did 4.5 miles. I was so proud of myself. And this is the day I'm gonna clean the deck. I know it says outdoor and car is on Saturday, but I think I'm gonna start pressure washing on Saturday, and then I'll resume on Sunday, because I probably won't finish it all. All right, this is our meeting at 10 a.m. And then I like to write a little list here. So I need to order my groceries. I need to plan my week. I want to look up houses. Check school calendar. Okay, parent square. All right, and then I have a space for something else that may come up on that particular day. And that's it for Sunday. And let me just double check in my monthly calendar just to make sure. Yep, that's all 14th, right? Oh, and then they do volleyball on Sundays. I don't always attend. Oh my gosh, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Who's outside? Oh, my husband. Oh, y'all, and I also forgot that they do the park. There's friends of ours that does go to the park every Monday at 4:30. And again, I like to keep things on my calendar, even if I'm not quite sure we're gonna go. Because if I see it, it's more likely that there's a chance we'll go. Okay, so I think that's it, you guys. From what I can see, just scanning over my monthly again. I also have monthly tasks here on my planner on the sidebar that helping me to remember things that I want to make sure that I'm checking for. So like, who do I need to check in on? Are there any anniversaries, any outings, school calendar, things like that I need to make sure that I'm checking for as well. Any volunteer opportunities. That just reminds me. All right, let me check the school calendar real quick. Okay, that's it. All right, so last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop in this insert here that I absolutely love. And it really just helps me to stay on track with everything that Addison has going on for school. So as you can see, last week, these were all of her things that she had on the school calendar, and some notes and reminders here at the bottom. So I just checked, and there are no tests or anything that we need to be aware of for school. They do have the cheer tryouts that I wrote here in my planner on Monday. So I'm gonna write that in. And then she also has, she has tutoring at 8:15, which I did write on my calendar. And then Wednesday, nothing. Yeah, Thursday, she has piano at 6 p.m. Friday, she has dance at 5 p.m. And that's it. Right? That is it. Yeah. And if there's any tests or anything that comes up, I put it on here as well, so that way I can make sure I remember. And then I also put library at 5 p.m. All right, and that's just something her and I do. In terms of the notes, there's nothing else I need to check for. She's just going back in person, so I had a really long to-do list. I do need to check her book bag. She's good about doing what she needs to do, but I'm still a parent, and I still want to make sure that and she has a test that she needs to retake because she was absent for social studies. So I need to check with the teacher, see when she can retake that. I need to make sure she has lunch money on her account. And let's see. Check grades, test, school visit. Oh, and I wanted to ask him if I could visit the school and what the policy is on that. I want to pop up on her, and I need to figure out what their policy is. And then that's it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in. It's double-sided. So I don't want to waste this side, so that's how that looks. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop everything in my planner for the week. So excited to be planned up. All right, and so we'll pop it in right here. And so this will transition to the next week, as well as this and this. This will stay in this current week. So again, one last glance at how last week looked. Look at how beautiful the spread looks and how everything is written in so perfectly. Things were getting accomplished. I don't always check everything off, but I did get a lot of stuff accomplished. So this week, all I need to do left is write in all of our meals for the week. My wellness plan, I do like to write in some goals for that, which is 10,000 steps, exercise 10K steps, sleep 8 hours, of course, water 2 liters a day, which I think I calculated how many. No, I didn't. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill in my mood and my productivity and my gratitude at the end of the week. And I need to write in 2 more top 3s. And I can't really see any glaring things on my calendar that I need to focus on as a top 3. Ministry is always a top. And I'm going to try to increase that this week and do like 3 days this week. But other than that, there's nothing else that I can think of that's like super duper important that is a top 3, y'all. And sometimes it be like that. Okay, so this is my plan for the week. As you can see, it's quite busy looking, but it's not as busy as you think it is. Trust me, it's not. And so I would pop this in like so. And I still want to remember to fill up my vitamin container. I do have vitamins here on my calendar in terms of taking them, but I like to have this little reminder here too, just in case. So I can fill it up every single Sunday. So that's how my week would look in terms of all of my plans, everything I have going on just for my personal. And I'm going to go ahead and film my video for work so I can fill in my work calendar, but that's in a completely different section. As you can see, I'm all planned up for the month, but I need to go ahead and plan for this coming week. This is the layout that I'm currently using. It's a subject style layout that just allows me to break things down by subject. That's just how my brain works. So this is a completely different section of my planner. When I'm doing things for home, I'm here. When I'm doing things for work, I'm in that planner section, and that just helps me to keep things separate. All right, so that's it for this video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I love doing Plan With Me's. It helps me to get planned up for the week, and then also helps to show you guys how my planner typically is used and how it helps me to stay on track with all of my goals. And I love, you know, sharing with you guys how I decorate it, which as you can see is not as in-depth as it used to be, and then showing you guys my after the pen so that you can see how everything looks written in. And then on the next video, I'm going to try to share with you how things went and what I was able to accomplish. This week was very good. I feel like I did a lot. I got a lot done. Even though I don't always check things off, I feel like I was super de-duper productive. Not de-duper. And so I'm hoping for the same thing for this week, especially since we're doing the Great Lock-In, which I put all the habits for that here. All right, so thanks for joining me for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it so much so that you'll heart this video. Give me a thumbs up, and if you're new here, I hope you'll come back and join me for another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.